Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, if you are familiar with me, my name is Ashley. I usually do inspirational, motivational videos, but today I want to try something a little bit different. If you are a newbie, hey. Like I said, I usually do mainly inspirational videos, but I am going to try something new for today. So I guess everyone who's tuning in right now is going to be a newbie to this video because this is going to be a little bit of a spin to what I usually do. This video is mainly going to be about your moon being in Capricorn. So I've been doing a lot of research lately on my placements, and you are definitely more than your sun sign. I know a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I'm Aquarius, I'm an Aries, I'm a Libra, I'm a Scorpio, blah, blah, blah. But you are so much more than just your sun sign. You are like your moon sign, you're your Venus, you have to look at your ascendant, you have to look at your placements, your houses. Like, it's just so much wrapped in one. So I've been like hardcore doing research on it because it's been so interesting actually. So I have found out that I am a Capricorn moon, and based off of all the research that I've done on Capricorn moon, I decided to actually speak up as a Capricorn moon and make a video about what I believe a Capricorn moon embodies, because I see so much out here about Capricorn moons and how negative they are and just some horrible things. So I'm like, First of all, what we not gonna do. So that's why I decided to come in here and speak for us Capricorn moons, especially the women. So here I am. Let's go ahead and get started. If you like anything that you hear in this video, please take a second to thumbs up, share, subscribe. I will be happy to have you on my team, so that you guys can check out any more videos that I put out. I am like a spontaneous kind of person, so I never know what I'm going to release. This right here is a different type of video than I usually do, but who knows what will be coming up next. So you guys just have to stay tuned and see what happens. All right, so let's dive right in. So your moon sign is like your inner self. It really shows how you deal with emotions, how you deal with people that you come in contact with on a romantic level. And it also shows your shadow side, because the moon comes out at night, right? The moon comes out when the sun is gone. So it illuminates a lot of the things that are hidden. It illuminates a lot of the things that are in the dark. So it is also known as your shadow side. Now, with your moon being in Capricorn, Capricorn itself is a very, very structured, independent leader type of sign. So with your moon being in Capricorn, you're not really the emotional type. You don't really dive into the emotions the way other signs would. You are definitely seen as a leader. You are seen as someone who is very hardworking, very determined, very driven, and I can say that for myself. Like, I am very, very driven. So as a Capricorn moon, I think that's something that you take pride in. Definitely take pride in. I know I do. Um, so yes, what else? I've actually heard that or read a lot about Capricorn moons not being emotional. First of all, let's clear this up, okay? Because as a Capricorn moon myself, I feel that I wear my emotions on my sleeve. No, I'm not sitting here, the most emotional person in the world, crying at everything that I see and things like that. No. But when it comes to my emotions, I feel so much that sometimes I'm like, okay, do I really want to talk about this? Not really, because I don't want to burden anybody. That's the biggest thing I've noticed about Capricorn moons. With our emotions, we don't want to burden anybody. We don't want to make anyone feel the negative feelings that we feel, so we hold on to it. We don't talk about it. We just keep it to ourselves until we figure it out. And then if we really, really need that assistance or that extra help or that extra guidance, then we'll branch out and we'll talk to someone else. But for the most part, we like to try to figure things out on our own before we go to someone else. So that's not a matter of not being emotional or not being in tune with our emotions. It's just we want to figure it out first before we go and we talk to someone else about it, because when people talk to you about their feelings, they project those emotions onto you. You oftentimes leave with whatever it is that they, talk to you about. You put yourselves in that person's shoes and you're able to feel what they're feeling. So if we're feeling sad and we're feeling down and unmotivated, we don't want to put that on anyone else. We don't want to burden anyone else with what we're feeling. We want everybody to be happy and joyful. So when we do feel those emotions, we try to figure it out on our own first, because that's just our hardworking, driven kind of mind. We try to figure it out on our own first, and then if we really feel that we need the extra help, we will reach out to someone else. So that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. I think that the Capricorn Moon person is just so misunderstood, because we do wear this, we are like, what are we? We're like the leaders. We're like the person that everyone goes to when, they need help, or when they need something fixed or done, or uh, we're very good at analyzing. We're very good at organizing and planning. Like, we're very, very structured when it comes to that. So we are like the go-to. We make sure everything is properly organized and put together. It's hard for a Capricorn Moon and possibly a Capricorn Sun to really just live life spontaneously. It's really hard for us because we feel as if we need a plan, we need a structure, we need to make sure everything is organized, we need to make sure everything is in line, and then we can go ahead and move forward. I was recently talking to a friend of mine who is a Capricorn Sun, and that was something that we agreed on. We agreed that we don't understand how people can just go out and just do whatever when they know that they don't have any money in their accounts, or they don't know where they're going to sleep at night. Like, that kind of thing would really irritate a Capricorn Sun or a Capricorn Moon, because we just can't. We got to make sure that everything is set in our home. We got to make sure everything is set with finances before we decide to go out and indulge and have fun and things like that. So that may be something that we need to work on. Yes, I think that we do need to just get out there and have more fun and be more spontaneous and just not worry about the structure of anything. But it's just so hard, especially with Saturn ruling the sign of Capricorn. Saturn is the father. Saturn is the militant, hardworking dictator of a planet. Saturn does not ease up on you for nothing. I can tell you, I have experienced this. I had no idea about my placement and how Saturn works, but now I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so true. So as a Capricorn Moon, we are ruled by Saturn, and Saturn does not let up. Saturn is like that father that he'll kind of throw you into the water and make you learn how to swim. Like, you're on your own. You're on your own. I'm going to stand here just in case you really, really need help. But you'll figure it out. You're good, It's like falling down and you scratch your knee and your parents like, you're fine, get up. Like, there's no emotion there. There's no nothing. There's no empathy. That's how Saturn is. So it's very, very hard being a Capricorn Moon, or even a Capricorn Sun, because you are ruled by Saturn. You have that really hard structure of a planet over you, and it's just, I don't even know how to explain it, but that's just how we live our lives. That's how we are. And sometimes I'm like, ugh, I wish I could be more empathetic. I wish I could be more emotional and just outright open with people. But I'm very closed to some degree. Like, I have to really get to know you. I have to really make sure that you are someone that I can trust before I start to open up and really show you who I am. Now, I have my Venus in Pisces. So with the Venus in Pisces, they are very, very, very emotional. They are very, very open. They are very, I want to love everybody, and everybody is all the same. So it's kind of like I have a little bit of both, and it can be a little bit conflicting and a little bit confusing at times, because a part of me is like super, super emotional. Another part of me is like, no. So that's just me. If anybody else has their Venus in Pisces with a Capricorn moon, please leave a comment down below and let me know of your experiences. Back to the video. Okay, so Capricorn moon, with Saturn being the father, I know a lot of Capricorn moons have been, they have had childhoods where, you know, the parent, who nurtured them was very hard on them, made them work hard, or they even had to take care of their parents. That wasn't necessarily the case for me. I had my mom and my dad. I would say my dad was more hard on me than my mom. My mom was the nurturing one, and I would go to my mom if my dad, you know, punished me or something like that, just to get that nurturing feeling. So my dad was the one who was very, you know, militant. This is what it is. Why are you crying? You don't need to cry. You need to suffer the consequences of whatever you've done. Your actions have consequences. Like, it was just very to the point and direct. That was my dad. So I guess that makes sense with Saturn being the father. So as far as my childhood, I know a lot of Capricorn moons had to grow up fast. I can definitely attest to that. I didn't have anything happen in my life to the point where I had to grow up fast, but I didn't have a childhood that a regular child would. I was definitely mature at a very, very young age, and that's just how it was. I felt like I had to be mature. I had to make sure that, you know, I was holding my own so that my parents didn't have to work 20 times harder to take care of me. I was able to take care of myself as well. So I wanted to lighten up the load on them. I saw how hard they were working, how stressed they were, you know, how much pain they were in, and I tried to really be that child to where I could take care of myself, you know. Don't worry about me, Mom. Don't worry about me, Dad. I'll take care of myself. I can, you know, I can do this. You know, I'm going to lighten up the load on you a little bit. So that was my experience as a child. So I really didn't have that opportunity to truly be a child, to truly, you know, go outside and have fun and play and, you know, do all these other things and do what children usually do. I didn't have that. I was very, very mature at a young age, and I still am now. I mean, I'm 26 years old, and I have the mindset of like a 30-something-year-old. So I'm very, very mature. What else? What else? What else? What else? Capricorn moons, we tend to gravitate more towards older individuals. We are considered an old soul. So Capricorn moons probably have had multiple lives, but that's a whole nother subject. We're not even gonna get into that, y'all, because that's that's a whole nother subject. But yes, Capricorn moons are known as the old soul. So we are very, very mature, but as we get older, we kind of tap into that young energy, that child like energy. So it's like we go a little bit backwards. What's that movie? Um, what's that movie where the boy is like older but he's young, and then he gets younger as he gets older? Benjamin Button? Is that what it is? Benjamin Button? Something like that. But yes, that is the perfect movie to describe a Capricorn moon, or even a Capricorn sun. Any placement with Capricorn, we tend to age backwards. So when we get older, we indulge in more of the childlike things. But then when we're younger, we are more mature, and it's like we have to grow up faster. I don't know why the case is, but that's just how it's been for me personally. Let me see what else. Capricorn moons. Capricorn moons get a lot of, we get a lot of dislike from other people. I was thinking hatred, but we're not going to use that word. That's very, very harsh. Capricorn moons get a lot of hatred from people, and I believe that we are truly, truly misunderstood. We are so misunderstood, it breaks my heart sometimes, because I, for one, I live my life and I'm like, I wish people would just understand how I operate, how I truly, truly work. In the cases that we are misunderstood, I think that, you know, a lot of people see us as leaders. A lot of people see us as very stoic, very mature, You know, we have our stuff together, we have our goals, we're very ambitious. And I think a lot of people envy that. They envy the fact that we are able to achieve things so effortlessly. But they don't understand that on the other side of that, we're in our rooms probably crying. You know, we are sad, we feel alone, we feel misunderstood. You know, we don't really have anyone by our sides. So they don't understand, they don't see that part of us because we don't necessarily show it. A Capricorn moon is somebody who can have a really big presentation, a really big show, and 2 seconds before that show, they're crying, 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 crying. And then the minute they go out there, it's like you would never know. That's a Capricorn moon because we try to maintain that structure. We try to maintain the positivity. We try our best to keep a straight face and to remain strong because a lot of people depend on us. A lot of people depend on us. A lot of people, we have our friend groups and we're the strongest one out of all of our friends. We are the ones that have the level head. We are the ones that understand them and how they think. So they come to us for a lot of things, and we have to be that strong person. Whether in friendship or in family or in relationships, we are known as the ones who are strong. So we try to maintain that image, and we try our hardest to make sure that anything that we do feel, we analyze it, we make sure that, you know, we understand what's going on, and then we don't want to burden anyone else, so we keep it to ourselves. And that's kind of where we're misunderstood. So because we're not showing our emotions, because we're not running around crying and we're not all over social media displaying how we feel, we think that we're better than everyone, or, you know, we don't have emotions, we don't care, and that is not the case. I can say that I believe Capricorn Moon is like one of the most emotional signs, but we just don't show it the way other people show it. And I think that people really need to just simmer down. People need to just give us a break. Like, honestly, give us a break because you have no idea what happens behind closed doors with Capricorn Moons, okay? What else? I just lost my train of thought. Oh gosh, I had such a great thought and I completely lost it. Found it. Capricorn moons can also be very negative. We're very, very hard on ourselves, and it kind of goes back to being that strong person. We want to be that strong person. We want to make sure that we're achieving things. We want to make sure that, you know, we have our head on right and we're prepared for whatever. So we are hard on ourselves. I can say that is a negative aspect of the Capricorn moon. We want to constantly be achieving the best. We want to be stable. You know, we care about stability. We care about safety. That's a big thing for Capricorn moons and Capricorn suns is stability. So we can be hard on ourselves when we have achieved something. We're like, okay, what next? What can I do now? And it's not necessarily the person. It's definitely the fact that we are ruled by Saturn. Like I said, Saturn is the father. So Saturn is like, okay, yeah, you got all A's. That's what you should have got. What now? You know, that's how it is. So it's Saturn ruling the moon and the emotions and our shadow sides. That's how it is. We may achieve things, but then we're like, okay, what next? You know, we don't really give ourselves time to celebrate. We don't pat ourselves on the back. We look at what we could have done better. We look at the things that we could have changed, and then we try to strive for something more. Okay, so that's definitely something I can say that I don't necessarily like about my moon sign. So I try to celebrate more. I try to live in the moment more. I try to, you know, congratulate myself more and not beat myself up if there is a mistake that I've made in regards to something. I would say, okay, well, you know, I understand I messed that up. What can I do now to improve that? So I really work on not beating myself up, not trying to always be perfect. That's something that Capricorn moon has to pay attention to. Okay, so Capricorn moons are extremely, extremely sensitive beings. We are like the huge, huge teddy bear. We may have a hard exterior on the outside. We may look rough, or we may look mean, or we may look like unapproachable, whatever the case may be. But we are huge, huge teddy bears on the inside. And I kind of just wanted to get on here and let people know that, to really kill the stigmatism about Capricorn moons, to really speak from the experience of being a Capricorn moon. I can tell you right now, I would not hurt a fly, but I am about my business. I am about working hard. I am about having goals. I really am about being organized and structured and making sure that I am, helping within the community, really making a difference. And I am someone who, if I don't have that kind of plan, or if I don't have something that I'm doing to really make a difference in the world, I don't feel right. And that's something that Capricorn Moon has to work with. We have to understand that we don't always have to be doing something. We don't always have to be making these hardcore business moves, but that's just how we are. So I'm really learning how to, calm down a little bit and to just have some fun along the way. And I would say that's my advice for any Capricorn moons out there who may be struggling with any of this. Really learn to have more fun. If there is something that comes up, I know how indecisive we can be, and I know how we want to plan everything. If you're ever in a situation to where you have to plan something, don't plan it. Just go. Just go. I know how I know that can be so hard, but just go, just do it. Take the risk. Don't worry about planning it and see what happens. I have my sun sign in Aquarius, so I kind of have that free spirit within me. But then, of course, with my Capricorn moon, it's like, go, no, don't go. Okay, yeah, go, no, don't go. So it's like being pulled in two different directions, especially with my Aquarius sun, because Aquarius sun is a very free spirited person. We do whatever we want to do, and we don't think twice about it. But a Capricorn moon is like, no, I gotta have a plan just in case this happens, just in case this happens. I gotta make sure that I'm taken care of. So when it comes to Capricorn moon, we are very, very stable. We want to make sure that everything is stable. We want to make sure that our footing, our foundation is solid. That's a great thing about Capricorn moons and Capricorns in general. We are very, very solid, loyal people. If you ever come in contact with us, if you have a friend who's a Capricorn, or you're in a relationship with a Capricorn, they can attest that they are very, very solid people. I think the only thing, the biggest thing actually, that we need to work on is our mindset, our negativity. We really need to come out of trying to be this perfect person and to just let loose and have fun and really just enjoy ourselves for once. I know Capricorns are very, very, they have a hard time truly having a good time. And it really depends on what other placements you have in your chart. But I can say that Capricorns have a hard time having a good time, genuinely having a good time, because there's so much going on in their mind about, what plans are coming up next, what they're going to do next. It's very hard for them to just be in present moments. Capricorns can kind of live in sort of like the future and the past all at the same time, because we constantly are planning, we're constantly organizing, but then we're constantly thinking about what didn't go right in the past or what didn't work. So it's a little bit of both, and it can be very, very hectic and exhausting for a Capricorn. So it's very, very hard when you have your Capricorn in your moon sign in Capricorn, especially when it's ruled by Saturn. It's just like a double whammy. And whew, I'm hanging on. I'm hanging on. I hope you guys are hanging on. But my biggest advice is to just really make the effort, take the risk in enjoying yourself and not thinking twice about it. Getting more, bringing in more fun into your life, bringing in more laughter into your life. Really connecting with people and not being afraid to show your vulnerable side, not being afraid to let loose, even if you don't know that person well enough. I know Capricorn moons really go through a lot. We go through a lot growing up. We've experienced a lot of things, and it can be really hard for us to open up because of that. It can be really hard for us to trust because of that. And trust me, I completely understand. I do the same thing, but I also had to learn to truly open up more to others and to just take that risk. It's gonna hurt, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna be scary, it's gonna be hard, but we got to tap in more to our emotions, and we have to learn to truly be free and let loose. Okay, so you guys leave your comments down below. Please let me know what your moon sign is in, or if you know anyone with a Capricorn moon, or any just additional things that you want to add about a Capricorn moon. What else? What else? What else do I have to say? I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It was so fun talking to you guys today about my Capricorn moon sign. If you have a Capricorn moon sign, hang in there, beautiful, handsome, whoever you are. And don't worry, just truly bring in that fun, more fun into your life. And definitely remain positive. Let go of that negative aspect. I know we like to think negative a lot. Ooh, sorry guys. I know we like to think negative a lot, but definitely bring in more positivity into your life, more fun into your life. Try to get a pet. I know pets help a lot of Capricorn moons and Capricorns in general. Pets are very good for us. So definitely think about that, and stay tuned for any more videos that I have in the future. Thank you guys, if I can talk. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.